What is up, ladies? I am live. I am live. Okay, let's get going. So, first things first, I've got to get some people added. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get on. Okay, I'll give you guys a few. All right. Hey guys. Hey. Give us a minute. Chill out. All right. So today we're going to be going over beauty tips for beauty business owners. Okay? Normally you're the one giving the beauty tips. Normally you're the one telling people, how much filler they can have or, when's the next time they need to get their braids done or when is the next facial in order to keep it up so that they don't break out again. We are always the ones giving advice, right? And so, but not a lot of people like to give us advice. Okay. Looks like she's trying to join. Let's try this again. Invite. Okay. Hopefully that works. You never know, guys, with Instagram. Okay. So like I said, that being said, it's tough, right? It's tough, especially when you're in the service-based beauty business. And you get into this and you have this love for you have this love for wanting to help people. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing in the beauty business, whether it's, you want to help somebody feel better, you want to help them with a specific issue. I mean, there's so many things that we can help people health-wise, and so on, and then you kind of forget that there's like this level of sales needed, right? It's so funny. I go to this med spa out here. And I was talking to my girl who I love. I'm obsessed with her. And she's talking about how she struggles with, there we go. Hey guys, B, if you want to try and request to join, because it keeps saying you're unable to join when I invite you. So maybe if you try requesting to join it and then I accept it, try that. That might work. I don't know why Instagram is just so weird. But yeah, so as I was saying, everybody, oh, there we go. Video view request. All right. That's probably better. Okay. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Good. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, cool.
I know.
Oh, my
Nice
gosh.
to finally
Okay.
meet you.
What was that?
I said, it's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, you as
We have
well.
been-
You as well. You're actually B is one of my favorite clients. Like literally when she orders, I'm like, yes. You can even ask my husband. Yeah, so I'm so excited to have you guys on today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we've been,
Sorry.
this is something that you guys specialize in, which is helping beauty businesses. Obviously, with bookings, you guys, you own your own businesses. I know, obviously, I'm very familiar with Renee's Med Spa, and it's not easy being, not only being booked out, but having to pay all the bills that come with, having a salon and all of that. And so I thought it would be wonderful if you guys came on and kind of just, fed a little bit of what to everybody, because if there's one thing that I know that I have been getting a lot of is how the heck do you even get booked out, number one.
Yeah.
Right? And so
Right.
did you want to introduce yourselves and kind of tell everybody like what you, maybe like a little background?
Yeah, you want to go first? Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. So my name is Kim again. I'm a business consultant. I actually own a wellness clinic and also am a med spa expert. So I help, on the medical side of it. So more of my skills and experience is more on the medical spa side of things. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fantastic.
All right, and I'm B. I own a medical spa, and I also have a skincare line. And then I do the coaching and consulting with Kim, and that's actually how I met her. So it's really funny. I met her because I was looking for a medical director, and it didn't go well, and then it went well. So
That's cool.
So I actually helped her kind of when she first kind of came in, and I think she had a partner or a teammate that they were trying to, recruit a doctor, and it didn't go as well. And so actually the doctor had asked me to just kind of like decline their services, like, no, it didn't really go well. And I said, you know what? No, allow me to work with them. Let me work with them, get them up apart. And so we worked together for about maybe 90 days. And so about 90 days, I was able to help her get her doctor and get going with her med spa.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. And
So
then
that's how we met. From there, it's just been history.
You said what?
And then you guys decided to jump into coaching too.
Well, yeah, honestly, not at first. We became friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
it's just like our work kind of, just kind of came together. I was already doing coaching. I think you were doing classes at the time. And so, I mean, the service that I needed, a lot of her students needed the same thing. And so we just decided to, join forces to help people get going.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Okay, so tell me, like, did you start off before even having salon? Did you start off kind of like with one-on-one, working for yourself, and did you work? Did you have a job, or how did that all work?
Me or Kim?
Whoever.
Oh, okay. So, actually, it kind of started off. I was waiting tables and going to school for aesthetics, and then I was bartending and waitressing and building my business. So yeah, I did do two things, and then probably like 4.5 years ago, about 4.5 years ago, 5 years, no shit. Excuse my language. Probably 10 years of that position, but 5 years ago, then I had to let one go because I started getting really, really busy. So yeah, I was bartending and waitressing, and then I finally let all of that go to build the business.
Oh, that is so cool. I was a bartender too before I got into design. So I
don't have such an interesting story, but I have been managing medical practices before I kind of got into the coaching. And so I did that for about 5 years. And just kind of came into a dead end. I felt like, I know enough to kind of do this on my own. And I basically branched off from there. And that's why I just kind of started doing the consulting on my own.
Oh, that is so cool. Okay. Got it. Okay. So then was it that you built up your clientele to the point that you then opened the salon?
Yeah. So, it is hot in here. I built up my clientele. Well, actually, I'm from Atlanta, so I was doing it there. And then I have a really interesting story. And then I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And so I drove to Houston, and I built it by just being consistent. I was posting on Craigslist and Instagram. And then like people just started coming and word of mouth, and I would be passing out flyers on the street. And then kind of, it's some napkins right there.
So it was like a hustle. And then you're like, no, I'm going to make this happen. It
was a hustle.
I feel like I talk to a lot of girls who, they think what they're doing is hustling. Like, oh, I'll buy some business cards and post it up in Starbucks and tell my friends. But you were out there, like, going and, going hard. And that's why I try and explain, like, it's not like that. You've got to really, like, put your all into it if you really want it to work, right?
Yes, you have to put your all into it, and like you got to be like, even if you're scared, you got to be willing to talk to people. You got to be able, like, be willing to, I guess, look crazy or stupid to some people, but you have to do those things if you want to take your business to the next level. That's just what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I've been called both crazy and stupid, so. But I don't care.
Me neither.
Did you now for the sales aspect? Do you feel like you were like that was a natural thing, or did you have to build that up?
Sales, I actually sucked. I don't. Kim is actually the better salesperson. Sales, yeah, she's good at sales. Sales, I actually sucked because I didn't. It's okay. I'm not comfortable like telling people, oh, you got to do this, you got to, because I felt like it was pushy. But how I found my spin around it is I look at it now as if I'm helping people. So I can't sell you nothing that I really don't genuinely feel you need. But if I feel like it's, thank you so much. If I feel like it's going to help you, then I'm actually comfortable doing it because I have to do it where I feel like I know you're going to use it. Now she can sell to anybody. She can sell to anybody.
And so for you, do you know, getting good at sales, because that's what I think like a lot of the newer beauty girls struggle with being booked out. I believe it's a sales thing, you know, and not knowing really how hard you have to hustle and how hard you have to sell. Even as simple as making sure that you're pre-booking the next appointment during the first appointment. Like, you'd be surprised how many girls don't even know or are too afraid to do that, you know? And so what do you think caused you to get so good? Do you think it was just doing over and over repetition, or did you get
repetition? Yeah. Absolutely. Repetition is definitely the key to sales. But more than anything, once you know your product and you know it works, you can sell it from there. That's the thing. So once you have products and services that works and that gets results, I mean, you really just push it out there and just letting people know. Like, I mean, I tell my team all the time, like, telling our clients what we have. I'll just put it out there. This is the service we have, and especially not only that, and how it can benefit them. That's the thing with sales. Whatever services you have, if you can explain to them how that service can benefit them, that's it. That's the key, really, to like locking on the sales.
And another thing, being confident and actually believing. That was one of my struggles. Even though I felt like my stuff was good or my services or my products, being confident and actually believing that my products were good or believing that they were going to help. Because you can know the benefits and you can know that, but like if you lack the confidence, and she helped me a lot with that too.
Right. Yeah. So it's a mix of, you know, honestly just going out there and doing it, the bravery, so that you kind of build up that muscle along with the belief. And then, you know, those two together are just going to, you know, help you push through. Right. And so what do you think, and, you know, let me know, because when it comes to, I believe that when it comes to going from, you know, servicing a few clients and stuff to moving into salon, what do you think got you into momentum to the point where you're like, let's go? Was it you? Do you think you were still in hustle mode when you got the salon, or did you wait till you had that so much clientele that you were like, now we can do it?
More of a hustle mode. Like, I'm the kind of person, I just jump into things.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think both of us really
just straight hustle mode, honestly.
It's not, I'm going to wait till the perfect time, because then I feel bad. Like, there's
never a perfect time.
See, there's never a perfect time. So it's just like jump into it and just go. Yeah, just go.
Yeah. Would you recommend that to, say, like, you know, a 23-year-old who's, you know, doing lashes or whatever? Would you recommend that they kind of like jump into it, or what would you say to somebody like that?
Honestly, so a 23-year-old just coming out of their course getting certified, or have they been?
No. Like, maybe been doing this and she wants a suite, maybe not even a full salon, she wants a suite, but, you know, can't really get past like the $1,000 a month mark. I think a lot of these girls who follow me, I think a lot of them are in that range. And so I think that would, you know, advice for somebody in that kind of particular situation, they want to quit their job, but they just don't know how to get past like $1,500 a month, you know, 3 or 4 clients a month.
I just do it.
Yeah, I was saying, and you don't have to jump out. And you don't have to jump out and go get a $1,500 lease. Like I said, like, I was promoting mobile. The point is to get started and then have your goals, I would say, written out, and to just know, okay, this is my next thing. So when I get this amount of money, I'm going to do this. But you do, at the same time, like she said, you got to jump out and you have to push yourself. So you got to push yourself. But I mean, I wouldn't say go out and get like a $5,000 lease and go get a storefront, because you don't know your market or your audience yet. But definitely put yourself out there and push yourself.
I would recommend also maybe subleasing with another, you know, maybe another beauty business, you know, maybe a hair salon, you know, things like that. I think that would be a great way to, you know, like to keep that overhead down. Sublease under someone, build your clientele, and then you go from there.
Is that something that you prefer, to try and keep the overhead as low as possible?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And what about like branding? For in your opinion, how does branding affect the success of the business, of the beauty business?
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Because like people get comfortable like with your colors. I know I've been working with you forever, so and we've been trying to work on our thing with ourselves. But like as far as the personal brand, like you see how my colors change, but they've kind of always been the same. Like so
Yeah.
when you see me, it's gonna be teal. Like now I'm kind of changing it more to a gold thing because we're leveling up again. But I think making sure that things are consistent, like your colors and your font and your logo, I think that is very, very important because people, that's how they get to know you
Yes.
and get familiar with your brand.
Yep, creating a niche for yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'll tell you, like with one of the reasons why I always look forward to doing your projects is because you like bring it. You've got everything on point. You've got the right photos. You've got the text is on point. I just know exactly what to do. It's like I have it pictured in my brain what you're looking for, and it's just interesting because the reason why I'm asking about branding is because you clearly like understand it as a beauty business and what you are. And it's funny because I do, with branding, I'll do calls all day long and talk to girls, and I can't tell you how many of them, they've been in business for 6 years and they don't have a font, they don't have a color, a specific color. They're, yes, they're working on a Canva, but Canva is not an excuse. You can still have specific colors. And so did you choose all that by like picking your target market, or like how did you get to that? Was it personal? Did you like the colors for yourself?
It was more personal and staying true to me. Like I find that every time I veer off, and why a lot of people don't know about their brand and their niche and they're like who they're targeting is because they're looking at everyone else.
Yes.
Or they're trying to target everyone. So I focused on what was important to me. And then as I started to build my clientele, I started to focus on what was important, like what listening to them and what was important to them. Even the same with our coaching, like what's important to our clients. And that's what we are trying to push out there. So listening to your audience and then staying true to you. And then that's it.
Branding is basically I feel like branding is a process. I don't think you just kind of come out with the exact color scheme or theme right then. I think that over the course of time, once you see what your clientele, that what they're, commenting on, oh, I like that color, I like this theme, you kind of build your brand from that, as time goes on.
Yeah, it's always evolving. It's always, and with the times, things just, they get more, they improve. And like, look at Nike or Apple or, just see these logos, how they change over time. Lashantar says, target audiences, I'm having trouble with that. How did you guys go, how did you figure out the right target audience for you so that it, turned into the success that you have?
I would say for us, just looking at who actually
the need.
Yeah, what their need is.
What our clientele, what our audience, what's the need?
Then looking at what they do. Yes. So when you find their need,
the struggle points they're struggling with.
Then you look at like what that person looks like for real. Like I've taken marketing, but that's the truth. Like looking at what that person looks like.
Behaviors and everything. Yeah.
All of that.
Really understanding your customers, understanding them, their background, their demographics, where they work with, their hobbies, and some of the trouble points, the things that they're trying to accomplish. That's basically how you kind of build that brand there.
And then just keep pushing that, like just keep pushing what they need. So that's how you find your target audience. And then you can start expanding into other stuff, but just focusing on exactly what they need.
Yes.
Yeah. Bliss Bree says, focus on the problem that you created a solution for. Yeah. Yeah. So with you, since you're a med spa, you found the services that you want to offer, and then you kind of worked backwards and figured out what are these problems. Now I have to find the people with the problems, right?
Yeah. Right. And there's also a process where sometimes even with the services, you may have to take some out. So even though you may start off with a line of services that you think your customers may want, But then there's a time where you may have to pull some out because your audience maybe not, they may not be requesting those services or really not into that, thing right then. And so, yeah, it's just a process again.
Yeah, I've pulled a lot of services, and then even with some of our courses, like we pull stuff and then we put it back out. Like sometimes it's just not the right time. So yeah, you have the right audience and everything, but they're not ready for that. You're not necessarily ready for that. So sometimes I pull things back and then I put them back out there. And then another thing that I found, and a big mistake that I've done, was pulling stuff too fast before allowing people to get familiar and acclimated with it, because you get frustrated like, oh, they don't want it.
Right.
How do you know? It takes time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. What do you think is like one of the most lucrative services that has been the easiest for you guys to kind of, be able to help clients with?
Honestly, before COVID was the coaching.
Yeah, the coaching, the one-on-one coaching. Yeah, giving people resources. Kind of walking them through the process. That was one of our main ones. What else? What was it?
And our boot camp, which we're like, we're restructuring and rebranding again, but our online boot camp. But people like one-on-one.
Yes, they do.
Things like no matter how much you try to go digital, people are always gonna.
But I feel like we had to do that. Like again, back to branding, we actually had to, COVID hit, and so we had to find a way to reach our customers, our clients, to support them virtually. So the boot camp, the online boot camp, really allowed us to, reach out further and be able to have that one-on-one, and also being able to take it at their own pace. Because when COVID hit, everyone just kind of got crazy as far as in business. So the time, okay, you can do it at, 1 week you focus on one services, okay, the next week you may not be able to get to it. So our boot camp was really another transition of, out of our own courses that we needed to switch on to go within our clientele.
What's all included in the boot camp?
Okay. So, like I said, we're restructuring, but it has to do with mindset. Like we take a little bit of everything. If you want one-on-one, then of course it would be in more detail, but it goes into mindset. Then we go into like spa setup and how to actually set up your spa, be in compliance with everything. Then we go into a little marketing and branding, and then we go into the financials, a little bit about business credit. So each week it's literally like a different course. So it's kind of a crash course on how to structure and build your business from scratch, or no matter where you're at.
The foundations, yeah. Interesting. Okay, business credit. So do you guys think it's super important to focus on that in the beginning?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think you should structure your business, kind of, understand where your business is, set your business up, at least set your business up to be business funding, business credible later on. But I think in the beginning, you really need to figure out the main focus is your audience, your services, and then building from there. But I mean, business credit is definitely needed for funding. So you definitely need to kind of know what's going on and what you need to put in place to get that going.
But I'm with her. I don't think that it's a necessary at the beginning, because all it's going to do is really put you in more debt.
It's a lot of work with business credit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of work building your credit. I mean, you actually have to maintain it, be on it, making sure you stay up to date with your vendors, your payments on time, switching your accounts. So it's a whole nother task. So I wouldn't recommend too much focusing on business credit a lot at the beginning, just because you have so much work to do with structuring the other part of your business. So I think within maybe a year, after a year, you should be starting to structure and, kind of looking at what you need and fixing your own personal credit. I mean, that's really where business credit kind of starts. You definitely have to start off with your personal credit and then build from there.
That's smart, because the thing is it's all habits. And if you are bad, you can make $1 million and you spend $1 million. I mean, it's not really even about the money that you're making. It's really about the habits that you're doing. And if you can pay off that, and you are the type of person who pays attention to due dates and stuff, a great focus.
Those sort of strategies that you can just kind of practice at the beginning while building your credit, paying your payments on time. That's one of the main things, whatever debt that you have, making sure you pay that off and keeping that, in place. So those are the small things that you can start practicing while building business credit.
Correct.
And so, you know, because I know, what about like with the girls who are making, you know, 6 to 10 a month and they're feeling like, man, I need these machines. There's things that I need, you know, but I don't have the money for it and funding, and I don't even know how to get started with the business credit stuff. Do you feel like then that's the point where the focus should actually be business credit, or should it be more about driving more sales?
I think driving more sales, and then I can personally attest that I bought too many machines and stuck with things, and then I get stuck with all of these lease payments, or starting with the one that you feel is going to bring you the most money, or it's going to be something that's going in the direction of your business, or that your audience really really needs. But jumping out and getting a bunch of machines, unnecessary, because they're constantly, we always talk about this, they are constantly going to be
go machine broke really quick by just
and they will give you machines, but make sure, even if it looks trendy, make sure that it's something that's in alignment with your business.
Right. And you actually have the clientele for it as well. You actually have, you know, that volume of clients coming in that's demanding that service as well.
Or you can be able to pay for the machine on your own.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. Lashantar says info for your mentorship program. So Lashantar, I will forward your information. I think this all disappears after the live. So so I'll send you guys her DM is Lash ENTAR. So she's interested in the mentorship program. And then let's see here. Yeah. And so, Bliss Bree says, you know, I love one-on-one. The course and group things are sometimes overwhelming. Pros and cons, I think.
It just depends on where you are, you know, your business.
Yeah. And your personality, because I agree, like with one-on-one, you know, it's more catered to you specifically, but then it can also be redundant and, you know,
overwhelming from time.
Yeah, I've been in
one-on-one. You want to have a deadline. Most people have a deadline with one-on-one coaching. So, you know, you're looking at deadlines with your coach on top of, you know, running business and your, you know, the services that you run. So it could be, you know, it's pros and cons.
Yeah. The one-on-one is good to come in with like a specific goal. You know, a lot of people, they say, oh, I want to make 20K by the end of my 3 months or my 6 months. And it's like, well, why don't we focus on some business, you know, foundations and actually learning how to do those things? Because a lot of people don't even have results till after they're done with the program. You know, does that happen at all with you guys? Do you feel like, you know, there's people who have even done better after they're done with you?
Yes.
I think that our students do better. We have a couple of reviews, but I think a lot of people don't take it seriously, and I'm guilty of that too. I get excited about purchasing a class. I buy the class, I do the first 2 weeks or whatever,
not execute,
and then not execute.
I had this problem with her myself.
So that's true. It's not executing, and then not getting started right away. So if I'm learning something, I need to be applying it this week, like right away. You don't need to wait to apply it. So application of everything that you're learning is very, very important. Or you wasting your money, because a lot of times a lot of people got good information, but if you're not going to actually utilize it, apply it, and execute it, then
That's true. So who's that made the comment? Bree. I feel like I was just ready to say that a lot of people don't trust the process. That's one thing that we also struggle with our clients. They looking for overnight results, you know, 1 or 2 months. They're like, okay, you know, they rush through the process and not really take their time to allow things to fall in place. You know, allow those mistakes and things to kind of come into play. So,
everything is steps and process. Mm-hmm. And I think also, like, because everyone is like, make 6 figures in 6 months or whatever, and and it's really not. As many business owners that I know, it's not that fast and that easy and that simple and cut dry. It takes time. It takes consistency. And
it's trial and error.
Trial and error, and it takes work.
You know, it's funny because like people think they want that, but they don't want that because
they don't want to put in the work for it.
My business grew really fast, and then I hired, and I was like, now I've got this team, and then it was like, oh my god, I have this team. you know,
Right.
and then the
The
stress of all
responsibility
that,
of that.
managing and the growing pains. And then it's like, you got to keep the sales up, because if the sales aren't up, that you can't pay the team, and there's people depending on you. And like, there's so much, like unfortunately, there's like this thing that people don't, it's like growing your hair. Everybody wants fat hair, long hair fast, you know, but it's like, no, just do what you have to do and just trust the process, because you have to grow as a person, you know.
Mhm.
Who I am now compared to who I was last year when I wanted that is just, I'm different. And so like, it's funny because it's like you think you want that, life, but it's a lot to take on.
About
I mean,
responsibility, right?
It is, and that's why, yeah, it's watching what other people, I forgot what I was going to say, but like just watching what other people are doing and trying to make your goals, their goals, your goals, it's just, it's a bad idea. You need to focus on what you truly want for yourself, because building a team, having a team,
Comes a lot of
with
responsibility.
a lot of responsibility.
yeah.
And then you have to be able to communicate, which is something I learned too. Because I would call her, it's like you have to be able, everything is in my head, everything is written down on my notes, but I have to be able to communicate that with everyone else. I can't like move and not tell them. And that was the big mistake. It's like, I'm making all these moves and they're like, wait, what's going on? I was like, oh my gosh, like I got to slow down, bring it back,
Right.
tell them, and then move forward. So you have to be able to communicate. Communication is important too when building and growing.
Do you guys have a team with like a whole bunch of people under you right now?
Not under our consultant. This is just us. Under our personal businesses, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Really one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to like the actual beauty business and hiring and stuff, what would you say is like some of the stuff that you've kind of that you've like struggled with? Because I know a lot. Yeah.
First of all, just having a team and, recruiting people is its own struggle within itself. Finding the right people, that understand your brand and, that's going to be loyal. There's so many people.
And then I'd say keeping them motivated, because that's another, keeping them motivated, like where they still believe in the vision,
Yes.
Trying to train people and keep their skill level up. And then a lot of times people will look at what you're making and they don't realize business has a lot of overhead and a lot of expenses. So everyone thinks that, oh, well, we're making this, so why can't it be this? And it's like, like we have all these expenses. So it's like keeping your team in alignment and motivating them, and then training, like
customer service.
Yeah.
And they understand, they understand the services, and also sales, really, because a lot of people like, oh, I'm not a salesman. They feel like, okay, they're just going to they're supposed to just do that job and not actually sell the business. So there's so many dynamics. I mean, that's one thing that we really, this year, we're going to really talk about, because we struggled with that last year and a few years before, with building our team, keeping them motivated. And so, yeah, that's a really high struggle point.
And sales in the beauty business and medical, like it's a big part.
Yes.
Like you cannot have a beauty business without sales. I do not care. Like you can't do it. You have to sell.
Passionate about that. Like it's kind of, because I'm a branding expert. So I do the flyers and I do that, and that's where typically my work ends. But people think that, they'll spend $60 on a flyer and they think, now I'm going to make all this money because of this flyer. It's like, that's the start of it.
Service. That's just putting yourself out. Yeah.
And it's the sales process, and you can't be afraid to talk to people on the phone. You can't be afraid to reach out. You can't be afraid to sell. And so, that's it's what I've found with, I think beauty girls, because you get into it for, like you said, to help people. You want to help them with their skin problems, their hair problems, or whatever. And you think that should be good enough, but it's not, it's just not. And then you end up working for a salon or something, and you're not meeting your numbers, and people are walking out without, buying what they should buy. And so it's one of those balancing acts. I think like I tell people, like, if you want to own a salon one day, just work on being the best salesperson, that you can be, because you're going to have to teach a team how to do that. And it's just so many people don't know how to sell. And it's one of those things, you know?
And I noticed like my client retention got a lot better when I got better with sales, because they were now they felt like I was really helping them. If I'm just providing the service and then they're going on about their business, they can't really get the results that I want them to get because I'm scared to speak up. So like I said, like in our industry, you can't think of it as sales. You're really helping them. So if I'm not telling you what you need or how I can help you and what you need to buy to get the results that you want, then you're not getting the best benefit and I'm not growing my business. And so we're like, it's counterproductive. We're not helping each other.
What do you guys do with the I don't have the money for it, objection? How do you handle that in your salon? Do you what's something typical that do you just kind of let them go, or are you hard closey about it?
Maybe finding another service that they can afford. You know, maybe just, find another, a service or another product that they can start off with, and then just, like maybe move them on, recommend for the next time when, their finances get better to go into another service. So maybe just finding something to fit their budget.
And I feel like having different tiers. So in my spa, and even in in our boot camp, I tell people they need to have 3 different tiers of services. So you have 3 different price points. It's still with your target audience because you want to market to a certain person, but you need to have 3 different tiers, and then you need to have multiple ways to pay. So you need to have in-house financing and care credit and all these other ways. I don't know, Sezzle, any type of way. You need to be making sure that you can get their money, because sometimes they may not have all the money up front, but if you sold them on something, they can get some type of financing, and that way you're still getting your money, they're still getting their results, and everyone's happy.
That's why
and membership.
When I call med spas and they don't have care credit, I'm like, you don't have care credit. Why wouldn't you have care credit?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And just
meaning they're losing money
off
the top.
Right.
And then I know a lot of people, they don't want to accept credit cards, or they don't want to accept certain financing because they're worried about fees. But really, you should incorporate that into the cost of your business. But then you have to think, you may pay a fee, but your average ticket order or your average volume per customer is going to go up because you are able to finance it. You know what I mean? If you're just cash only, or I don't accept financing because of this, you're really cutting yourself short. And that's how I was able to make more money in my business than I know, even with your stuff. You got to have multiple ways to pay in different tiers of services.
That makes sense. Yeah. They're saying, good question. It's just one that, a lot of people, they're like, how do you talk somebody into, a facial or a service that, is cool sculpting or something that it's going to be thousands of dollars, but ultimately it could help them. And I think a lot of it has to do with goals, and honestly, pain points. I'm a big pain point person. Finding out what that, pain points, especially being
struggling and how can it benefit them.
Yeah, exactly. And knowing what they want, if the goal is to lose 20 pounds and, this cool sculpting can help, in this way, then we're going to push that, or whatever it is. And so, that's just, it sounds a lot like you guys are very heavy in the focus on the benefits and link it to the client's problems, and then provide options so that they can get that thing, right? And I'm actually, it's funny because people think, oh, I'll just target rich people. And it's funny, it's not like we don't have money in the bank, but we love credit. We love saying, oh, well, we have 12 months interest free, and now it's not even a second thought. And so it's just so, I think I've turned away places that are like, no, you need this all up front, or, whatever. What do you think about deposits? Do you take a deposit to book an appointment, or do you just let people book, and then if they cancel, no big deal?
I depend on the service.
I think it depends on the service, and a lot of times I do a credit card, even though people put dummy credit cards. But I do think a deposit is important, but more so, I just do credit cards to secure your
Yeah.
appointment. And then if you screw me over, then you can't come back or you need to pay for your appointment up front.
Okay.
So it just really depends. And then it depends on how much the services is and how large of a time period that you're taking. So if you're going to take 2 hours, yeah, I want a deposit. But if it's a 30-minute, I just want your credit card
Yeah.
to secure the appointment.
I get that. Yeah, like I've had no problem putting a credit card down or paying a little deposit for like a med spa appointment, a filler appointment. But you know, if you're a waxer and you're gonna wax my eyebrows, I'm like, why? You know. But
Right.
I think it's dependent on the service. So
Yes, I definitely think it depends on the service and how large the gap is. Correct.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And so, so you know, kind of starting to close this out. Talk to everybody about like, you know, what you can offer them. You know, obviously that everybody's learned that you're clearly knowledgeable and you have a lot of experience in what you do, and you can clearly help. You know, sounds like newbies all the way up to those who maybe are struggling to scale. Where can they find your consulting services, and what do you offer that could help them potentially? Anything right now? Any specials or anything?
No specials right now, but I know we are going to be running a sale because we're dropping a lot of classes in February. So bear with us on the website. I mean, we offer everything. So we offer the 101, we offer the boot camp, we even have some online facial classes.
Oh, cool.
And we are working on our Facebook group, which will be reopening in February. And what else?
Our mentorship group, which is the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little bit for everyone, depending on, you know, where you want to start, where you are in your business. You know, we can do some. We also are going to start back our what's called our cold calling.
Our consultations.
Yeah. Consultation call. Yeah. No, not cold call. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm like,
we're gonna start back our calls, like where you're able to just call in and pick our brain and ask whatever questions you want, and we can like kind of give you like a crash course in an hour. So these are things that are opening back up. Mm-hmm.
The boot camp,
but
the boot camp, is that group?
No. It's work at your own pace. It's a digital, and that's actually already live and available. So that's a digital course. So that is not group. You work at your own pace, and then you get added into the Facebook group, which is our Facebook, like our group mentorship. So, that's already live.
In the mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
But we do one-on-one coaching, not one-on-one mentorship. That's kind of a little time-consuming with our other businesses.
Totally. So what's the website that everybody can go to?
They can go to www.aestheticbusinessplanning.com, or they can just visit us on our website. They can just click the link in the bio from our Instagram.
Oh, great. You know what? I'll actually also put this into the because I'm going to post this into the bio, the little info area, so they have that.
Thank you.
I am so excited. You guys just like poured the value today. Thank you so much. Thank you again. I hope to have you guys back on soon.
Yes, I would love to. And we'll be placing the order. I got to place the order soon, and we're going to be placing the order.
Yes. Sounds great. Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much. I know everybody enjoyed this. And thanks for all the viewers that have come in to check this out. And, you know, if you're watching this later on, again, if you're interested in the coaching or the boot camp or anything they mentioned, I'll have the link in the bio. So you can just click it and check it out, or you'll probably have to type it in and check it out. That's okay. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys again so much.
Thank you.
Have a great super rest of your night.
All right, bye.